paralysis reflex integration, and this is a really good one to look at for sensory regulation, mood, being able to be calm and okay in your body. It can be triggered by sound, like a loud sound, touch, especially like uncomfortable touch, pain, and it can also be triggered by any visual stimulus that might scare you. This should be integrated by 3 years old.
Sorry.
Okay. So this should be integrated by 3 years old, and if you do this test, you'll see that you're going to be watching the eyes if they're blinking more, if they're dilating, the pupils are dilating, or if they're kind of going back and forth. So we'll just start with a test, and the test is going to be, I'll put one hand on the middle of the sternum, and I'll just do a tap. Okay. And then we'll do another one at the top of the shoulders, the deltoids. Actually, it's not the top of the shoulders, it's right, the end of the deltoid right here. Really light tap. You can use your arm here, tap here. Some people might feel more comfortable with their arms like this, and you can still get that point at the end of the tricep. Tap. And at the bottom of the feet. Arches. So just cross my hands, and I do both of the feet here. And then you can also test this on the reaction to loud sound. So even just me coming close and talking about that, I could tell she was kind of like bracing herself, and then there was a little reaction to that. So I just made a little note about that. And then we can do the same test with the eyes closed. So tap in the middle of the sternum, top of the or bottom of the deltoid, bottom of the tricep, side of the hips, the fascia, lata, and the arches of the feet. Good. And then you can just watch for any eyes fluttering here. So the integration will look like a little consistent cha-cha-cha rhythm. So you go cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, and I'm just making a sound, but you can be quiet with it. And you're just being consistent with your rhythm, and you're predictable. Okay. I forgot to say there's a little component that you can do on the sides of the ears too. Alright. So if a kid is more hyperactive, you can go faster for them because you might not be able to get this slow movement in. If they're extra hyperactive, you might even see like fingers curling or they're starting to sweat. You just do like little taps 5 inches, 3 inches above their body and see if you can get closer and closer for, you know, some of those situations where it's more intense. This you only work once to twice a week. Now, after you do the eyes open, if that went well, then you can do eyes closed. We'll do really light. Yeah, just a little bit fluttering with that, but we'd expect that to eventually go away. And then afterwards, if you're curious, you can do like an eyes open or closed little tap test, just like you did before. See if there's anything different going on. Yeah. So she's already getting a little bit more integrated with some of this practice. After you integrate just the regular rhythm, you can change it up by doing like a different kind of pattern. You can do soft or hard, a little bit more intense, be a little bit more unpredictable. You can use musical instruments. And start to play with the variants. But don't rush that, really. You want to have a completely integrated, no movements of the eyes. Sometimes you'll even see kind of like a staring off and like kind of like a glazed look in the eyes as a sign that this isn't integrated. So don't rush it. Only do once or twice a week. It's pretty powerful. And if they react with a pretty big reaction, always follow it up then with some of your, if you're comfortable with it, some of your deep pressure, any of your deep pressure techniques that the kid enjoys. Maybe you can use a pillow or a ball to squish what they're already comfortable with. You do a big embracing hug and just help them calm down. That's for a pretty extreme case, but I've also just had times where kids have pulled away for one body part, and I'll just work that body part like I'll give their feet some deep pressure if they're pulling away at their feet, for example, and they can't even do the taps on their feet. So sitting up, you can also do the fear paralysis reflex, so you can put your hand in the middle of the sternum, do your taps here, behind the hips. Let's see. Let's do the arches of the feet. And then you can do it for yourself by going here. I did that one a little out of order, but that's okay. And then down here. And hips. Cha, 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 cha. That's a familiar rhythm. And then the bottom of the feet. So you can see the camera, but yeah, it doesn't have to be a core workout. So anyways, that's it. Thank you. Okay, you can do the abdominal reflex position where one arm is bent, the other leg is bent, and then we'll have you here. Yep. Yeah, one arm is bent, one leg is bent on the same side, the other side is straight. And then the fear paralysis, you can tap like so. Those are the same points for the abdominal reflex on the back that you can use for fear paralysis.